Neural pathways are just connections between neurons that form understandings of the world around you and the world inside of you. And they are formed based off of our 5 senses. So what you see, what you taste, what you touch, what you hear, what you smell, based off those things, you gather information.
Yeah.
And you consume this knowledge, and you make, you either put red flags up, or you make like warning signs for yourself. It can be good, or it can also be very bad. So we want to break down what is unnecessary. What are some lies that you believe? Because when you were 4, you were at a bonfire, and a guy with a red hat comes in and scares you. And next time you're around a fire, you smell it and you think, why? You feel fear. Why do you feel fear? Next time you see a man with a red hat, you feel fear. Why do you feel fear? Well, it's because this one incident when you were younger, you consumed this information and you tagged it as warning signs of fear. You can't see this. Before we move on, you cannot always help what is consumed, but you can choose to back up and analyze why your intellect has formed these opinions and why these red flags are there.
Yeah, so go back a little bit.
Okay.
So just an example, like a real life example. So when I was in the 2nd grade, there was a girl that I was friends with in my class, and we got these test papers back, and I got probably like 5 or 6 points lower than her. And I vividly remember her turning around and calling me dumb. And literally for the next 15, 16 years of my life, I believed that I was dumb. So because of that, I wouldn't study for tests, because why would you study for tests if you believe you're dumb? And so then I would get my test scores back, and they would be trash because I didn't study. But in my mind, it was like, no, I got them back, and it wasn't good because I'm dumb. And so there was this cycle that perpetuated, all because of my mindset of believing that I was dumb. And this literally went on until my mid-20s, until I had someone who I really, really looked up to, who I just thought was brilliant, sat me down one day and was like, do you realize that you are incredibly wise beyond your years? And I was like, what? And they just continued to repeat that to me and to pour into me, and to, basically like, Reagan and I call it like pulling out the golden people. Continued to do that. And then one day I just believed it. And this is very anecdotal. I understand that. But prior to me believing that I was smart, I could read a paragraph 10, 15, 20 times, and I could not tell you what I read. It's like I would try and break it down. I would do everything I thought I was supposed to do in order to consume this information, and I could not remember it. Now, if you put something on the screen, I can read it one time, and I can probably tell you 10 years from now what it said. Mm-hmm. A complete, like literal complete flip. And it wasn't that before I was dumb, but when I believed I was dumb, my actions aligned with that, and my mindset aligned with that. And so then I lived that out.
Yeah, so I want to show you guys, I put her story up here. And I think what's cool to recognize. So number one, when you acknowledge something, you give yourself the power of choice.
Yeah.
So it's really important to acknowledge how these things happen. So you can choose to allow them to place a red flag in your life or not.
Yeah.
So right here, she says, Sally tells Lauren that she's dumb. So she hears it. Then she makes that bad grade. So she sees it. She sees this affirm what Sally said. Mm-hmm. And so that affirmation